This conference will now be recorded.
So today concept is the Docker Swarm. So Docker Swarm, nothing but just cluster. Okay. So in the cluster, so we'll have the some setup, some multiple containers. Okay. So if some container is down, so automatically a different container, so other container it will up. A cluster swarm is a group of either physical or virtual machines that are running the Docker application and that have been configured to join together in the cluster. So the activities of the cluster are controlled by a swarm manager on machine that have joined the cluster as it knows. So in this cluster, right, so we'll have a minimum, right, so 3 servers, 3 instances, minimum 3 instances. So maximum, not up to your wish. So minimum at least we need 3 instances. So what in the 3 instances, one is like manager, so 2 are the nodes, or we can call workers. Nodes or workers. So one is the manager. The manager will maintain the workers or nodes. So in what we'll do in three servers, we'll install the Docker. So we will configure the Docker Swarm. Docker Swarm. Okay. So in the 3 servers, if any one in one container is down, so automatically so other container will up. So there that we will define some desired amount. For example, I define desired amount is equal to 5. So means always five containers. Okay, so should be upright. Okay, in the 5 containers, if any one container is down, so automatically, so okay, other container will up. So this kind of auto scaling or load balancing in AWS. So okay, if you know the AWS, right? In AWS we have a concept load balancing and auto scaling. Okay, same thing here also same thing. So for example, okay, so because of any one reason, so any one container is down, so automatically, so other container will up. Always it will maintain some amount of containers. For example, if I pass desired amount is equal to 5, so 5 always 5 containers will up. And then cluster. Okay, so okay, Charan, Chandra, Sushant.
Yes, so basically, is this a load balancing concept where you have an active cluster and all the times will the servers be up, or is it like a primary and secondary one?
Not primary, secondary one. It's kind of okay. So
Load
not
balancing,
primary.
right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of load balancing and auto scaling. If you know AWS, right? So in AWS we have concept here, load balancing and auto scaling.
Yeah.
Have you covered that one? Load balancing and auto scaling, Sushant?
No.
Chandra?
No, I think we didn't cover, right?
Good. Okay.
Yeah, the FL load balancing, wherever the load will be diverted to whatever servers are available based on high availability or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's similar to FI load balancer, okay? So when FI load balancer, same thing others, right? So there you will define some desired amount of servers. For example, so 5 servers, right? In that 5 servers, any one of the servers is down automatically. So okay, so other server will up. So based upon your traffic, all your configuration.
Yeah.
Same thing here also same thing.
Yeah.
I will show you that one. Okay, Sushant. Any questions, Sushant?
No, I'm
Chandra and Charan.
no.
Okay. So here, right? Okay, so to configure Docker from that cluster. So minimum we require the 3 instances. So okay, 3 instances. So already have created 3 instances. In 3 instances, we have to install the Docker. We have to install the Docker in 3 instances. So I will log in and I will install Docker in other 2 instances.
So Ram, in like cluster, you will have in the same instance 3 Dockers, or like in the same instance you will have multiple containers, or you are saying you'll have multiple Dockers itself?
So right, so so here I have 3 instances. In 3 instances, I'll put in the one cluster. So here, okay, so this is my Docker manager. So this okay, so these 2 are the workers or nodes. In this cluster, my Docker manager will maintain the other nodes or other workers, right? other workers. So now what I will do in demo 1, demo 2, and demo in Docker, right? So I will enable some multiple containers. For example, so I will give desired is equal to 10. Okay, automatically. So demo 1, demo 2 in Docker, so it will spin up the some amount 2, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, or 2 plus 2 plus something. Okay, it will enable automatically. So okay, in the 10, right? So for example, so if any one of the containers is down, automatically in other server, so it will create the one more container. Means in my cluster, I will put these 3 instances. In three instances, I will create the containers, some amount of containers.
Then I'm saying, can the same logic be applied to the same, like multiple containers within the same server?
Yeah, same. Yes.
No. So what I'm saying is, I'm say for demo 1, right? In demo 1, if you create say 3 containers, container 1, 2, 3. So if one
Okay.
container fails, can it go to the traffic go to the container 2 and 3? Can we do that on the server? Same instance.
In the same instance. Okay. Or we can configure. Okay, so we can define the rules and all. Yes, we can configure.
Okay.
Yes, Sushan. Yeah, we can configure.
Okay.
Okay, so now in 3 instances, I will install the Docker. So there are AWS reinvent is going on. Okay, any idea about that one?
Which one?
AWS reinvent.
No.
Okay, so November 30th to December 18th something. Okay, if you want, you can register for AWS.
What we can do?
Reinvent. So they write, they'll use some demos, and they will release some new features, new services, new things and all. If you want, you can register. So
They send that link.
AWS
It's there.
reinvent.
Oh, okay. Good to know that.
Okay, so November 30th, so for December 18th, right? So there are like 1 hour sessions, 44 sessions, okay? So 7 days later, so in that, right? So they will give demos and they will release the new features, so these things, okay? It's kind of like every year, so they will conduct this AWS reinvent. In the reinvent, so they will give demos on new features, new services, all the stuff and all. So if you want, just okay, so you can register. You can attend at least, or okay, if you want. Just type here AWS reinvent register to 2020. Okay, so 2020. So okay, and it for you, right? It is better. The time is okay. Maybe in the US time is only they will, okay. Okay, so yeah, you can register here. So okay, and there are a lot of sessions. Whatever session you want, you can enroll. It's free only. It's free only. There are so many sessions. Okay, so whatever session you interesting. Okay, so for example, that if I say I enroll for some sessions, but for you, time is different. Night times for India. I think it's all here. Till yesterday only I enrolled, I think so. Okay, I enrolled till yesterday, but it's for night, pure night for India. For you people, so it's a day. So okay, if you want, you can enroll on. You can choose. There are a lot of sessions. Okay, you can whatever session you require, EC2 or any machine learning, or any artificial intelligence, any databases. Then you can see some some sessions and all. For example, so I think in my case, I think already I registered. I will show you. This is very helpful. Okay. So when you are learning AWS, right? Very helpful. So it is sponsor. Okay. Something is there. Okay. So you can sign up and you can register. You can log in. Okay. So there you can see a lot of sessions. Okay. Whatever session you want, you can enroll. You can attend. Okay. Right. In my second server also, I will install the Docker. In my second server also, I will install the Docker. Same thing. So nowadays, right? So we can create the Mac OS instance also. So in this reinvent, they introduced a new feature. So earlier, so we can't create the Mac OS instance. Now we can create your Mac OS instance also.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So maybe yesterday they invented that feature. So before we can't. So before only some Ubuntu, Windows, Linux, these things only. So newly, maybe day before yesterday, they invented. So they released that feature. So you can create the Mac OS instance also.
Oh, nice.
So I have installed Docker in 3 instances. So I have 3 instances. Okay. So So okay, so this thing I will assume as a manager or maintainer. Remaining two is the agents or workers. So manager, so maintainer will manage the workers and the workers. So now I will configure the Docker Swarm. Okay, so this is the commands. Okay, so manager to nodes. So manager always okay. So it will manage the nodes. So here right IP address means so your manager IP address. The manager IP address. So I have config. Okay. It will come take Ethernet 0. Okay, take Ethernet 0. Ethernet 0 IP address. Just run this command. You can see just here I will say inserting. I'm creating the. I will inserting the Docker Swarm the setup. Docker Swarm init means initializing in this IP in manager. Docker daemon running. Yes, running right. Not running. Swarm seat current node is now set manager. To add your workers to this one, run the following command. So what I will do? So this command I will execute in the my nodes, my workers. Okay. To add a worker to this one, this cluster, run the following command. Okay. So simply just copy paste, run this command to other nodes. You can see this node join a swarm as a worker. Same command in the second worker, second node worker. So this node joined a swarm as a worker. Simple. Now I created the cluster and I have added my nodes into the cluster, the swarm. Okay.
So in the second two servers, the other two servers, you didn't give the IP. I mean, you just gave the parent, the manager's IP.
Yes, the parent, the IP. Because so I'm adding those nodes into the cluster,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
Chandra, any questions here?
No. Yeah.
Okay, same thing. Okay, same. Okay, so I given here so the commands. So if one you can follow. We run this command in my manager. Just it will so many managers are there. So you can see here. So this is okay. You can see star under means that manager node. This is my manager node. Okay, you can see leader or manager. So the other two is the okay. So nodes or you can see workers. Same leave the Docker info. It will store the Docker info whatever. So just like kind of okay. So how many containers are there? So containers is my Docker the host. Okay, Docker host. So this is normal commands, not Docker Swarm. So normal command, a normal command only. So take this command. See. Okay. See this command. So Docker service create me, and now I'm creating my services, my containers. Okay. So from this image, okay. So if a name is equal to my container name, so port, the port forwarding, all those stuff and all. I'm creating my some container, so one container or one process. Sorry, one service. Okay, so service in my master only means the manager only. So you can see. So as of now, only one replica. One replica. Replica means that. Okay, so I think you know what is a replica. Any idea what replica?
Yeah, it's like a mimic.
Yeah. Okay, so as of now, okay, here I didn't mention any number, so that's why by default it will create the only one replica. So if you want to spin up some multiple, so then you can scale using this command. For example, if I given 5, okay, so scale. So how many? Some 5 or something like that.
So saying you're creating 5 containers or what?
Yeah, 5 replicas. The same container, 5 replicas.
Okay.
So you can see. So now 5 replicas are there, right? So you can see. So where it is running, in which server it is running. So okay, so you can see now. So here I scaled up to 5, right? So in this 5, you can see where it is running. In 240, so in 240, 2 replicas running. In 174, 2 replicas. In 3, so in 3, 1 replica is running. Here also you can limit, for example, okay, in one server, so this many replicas we have to execute, have to run. So like that also you can limit. If you don't give any limitation, no? So by default, so randomly it will pick up. Okay, so here 5 means in 240, so two replicas. In 174, 2 replicas. In 3 servers, so 1 replica. Randomly it will select. Right? It will execute. Okay, Chandra, Shant.
Yeah.
So if Chandra, any question, Chandra here?
No, Ram.
Okay, now let's just assume that okay, any one of the worker node is down or something happened. Okay, because of some heavy traffic, any issue, physical virtual issue, or any network issue, storage issue, or okay, traffic issue. Okay, something happened. Okay, so now what I'm doing in one worker, I'm stopping the Docker. Okay, I just stop the Docker. Just assume that something happened.
So Ram, when you created this instances, it will automatically get replicated in all the other 2.
The containers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the year 3. Okay, the instance 3. I'm stopping. Okay, Docker. So just assume that something happened for this 3 instance. Maybe something physical or virtual issue, network issue, storage issue. Something happened because of that issue. This issue. Okay, so this instance is down. Okay, I'm stopping Docker here. Okay. If you stop Docker means in the server no Docker. So now go here. Just run same command, ps command. You can see here 3 is setting down that container. Okay, that container 5 is setting down. Okay, in 3 in 240 is is ready. It's going to create the new container. You can see here. So 3 is down, set down, and in 240 now it's running 3 containers in 174. So 2 instances. Okay. So randomly it will pick up. Okay, so here in 3 my instance 3 is I shut down because of some issue is down, but manually I stopped the Docker. So that's why you can see here. So shut down in 3 and running in the 240. Same thing if we shut down. Okay, so the instance 2 also instance 2 also. Okay, he instance 2 also. Okay, so I'm starting Docker here. Just assume something happened here. Okay, that's write down. So now just you can see shut down, right? Now you can see it. So 174 setting down. 174 setting down, and 240 is ready. Is ready. Now you can see 240. All five is running under 240. 2, 3, 4. Why? Because the remaining 2 nodes are down because of some issue. Okay, so that's why automatically means always it will maintain the 5 containers. Okay, Charan, Sushant, Chandra. Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we're able to hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Means in the cluster, so always, okay, so if I give 5, scale 5, so always 5 instances will be run. Okay, so whatever available servers here in this case only, so 240 is the available server. So that's why in my 240, so the 5 instances are 5 currents running. Now if you operate, I will up. Okay, so this one, my new one. Okay, start Docker. So my second node also I will up. Now see what will happen. I think it will now. Okay, so just clear it. Okay, clear it. So okay, I started my data service and the remaining 2 nodes. So you can see still is running the 240 only. Still it's running on the 240 only. You can see 240. Here the 240. Here the 240. Okay, 240 only. Okay, so okay, so automatically it will not take that. It will not take. You have to update. You have to update. So Docker swarm Docker help. So we want to. So we have to update the Docker swarm. See here, still is I think still is running on 240 only. 240 only. Okay, still 240 only. Just run the update. Okay, swarm update. Update. Update the Docker swarm. Docker swarm update. Your swap the Docker swarm name. Okay, in my case I think the web. Still in running 240 only, right? You can see 240 only, but we have Docker swarm update. Afterload setup sphere, snap and internet task. Docker swarm update. So, still running. Okay. Just status. We have to update something. So Docker service.
So what RAM you have to update? Like to just check the status you're updating, or you're saying if something goes down, we have to manually update? I'm a little confused.
tell you. No. Still it's running the 240 only. Here, right? Okay. 174, 3 is now okay. It's running, attacker is running, but it's not scaling up. It's not scaling up to 174. Here, right? Okay. So my 174 and the 3 is now running on attacker. But still, right? Still my contents are running on the same 240. So 240. If you want to write, so if you want to distribute, if you want to distribute your instances, I think we have to update it, but still it's not distributed. So I think it not distribute. Okay. You want to distribute again, right? So if you want, okay, you want to like increase or decrease something, anyway, I will tell you that one also. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so the cluster concept. Chandra, any confusions here? So Chandra, Sushant. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
my
So
question is like, so can you hear me?
yeah, tell me.
So you're saying that we'll have same containers in all the 3 instances. So let's say you are starting on a particular, say out of 5 containers, right? In instance A, if one goes down, will it automatically go to instance B and the corresponding container?
Yes, automatically will go. Yes. Why? Because
Do we need to say,
okay, so yeah.
do you need to say like configure something somewhere saying that this container?
Nothing. Why? Because so that the server B and C, right? I kept in the cluster, right? The cluster, right? So automatically, if server B is down, okay, so that container will span. Okay, it will distribute to container C or E. So the server A, C, or server A.
So all the 3 instances should have the same containers. That's what you're saying.
Same container means? Yes, same container. Yes, same container. Yes.
Okay.
Same container. Same everything is same. Same application, same container. Everything is same. Just replica.
Okay.
Just you can see it. Just replica. Okay. So
Okay.
this is a replica. That's it. You replica of your server.
Okay.
Okay, Chandra.
Yeah, so in case of failback, it automatically switches to the other nodes, right? Or
Other nodes. Yes, exactly. Other nodes.
In case of only failback, or in case of if more load comes on instance
everything.
A?
Yeah, failback means everything. So because of some issue, some heavy load, any issue, okay, any issue, something and it will okay,
Failover as well as load balancing.
Sorry? Load?
Will it do load balancing?
No, what? Load balancer?
it do load balancing as well as failover, or only load balancing? That is the question. Is it an active one or active passive one? The cluster should be,
Suppose you have 2 instances. So load balance is like suppose 10 requests come, right? So what it will do, it will send 5 to this server, so it's instance A, and 5 to instance B. That is load balancing. Failover is like it will send all 10 to instance A, and if there is failure, it will send to instance B. So that's what you're saying. So will it do both load balancing and failover, or just failover?
I think it's only failover. Okay, it's not do load balancing. Only failover. Only failover. Yeah, I got it here. For example, right, in load balancer, if it says some CPU is equal 70% is something, okay, automatically the load will distribute to other instances. Right? So here not like that. If you want, we can create like that. Okay, by default it will not go. Okay? By default it will not go. So yeah, I got your question. Right? Okay, so that load is only failover. So if you want to set that load balancer also, so that we okay, so then that we can set up. But I will show you in AWS. So here, so okay, as of now, so only it will do only failover, only failover.
Okay.
Okay, Chandra.
Okay.
So that's it here. So Docker Swarm. Okay. In production, right? So okay, so people will go for the instead of Docker Swarm, people will go for Kubernetes. Kubernetes or in AWS we have one service. Okay, so in AWS we have one service. So the tasks, same cluster service we have in AWS. So they will use so that one. Otherwise, so people will go for the Kubernetes instead of Docker Swarm. Means compare then. Okay, so if you compare to Docker Swarm, so in Kubernetes, in EKS, so in ECS, so we have so many features, So okay, compare than Docker Swarm. But in the production, so we will use only less production, less clients only will use the Docker Swarm. So 90% people will go for the Kubernetes or ECS. Okay, Chandra, Sushant. So I will show you what we are doing here. So any questions so far? Yeah. But Docker Swarm in production, right? So only 5 to 10% of clients only will use. So now, okay. So more than 90% of clients will go for the Kubernetes or ECS. So instead of Docker Swarm. Why? Because compared to Docker Swarm, so in Kubernetes in ECS we will have more features.
So is it like Kubernetes the same thing what Docker does or what? Is it like the same features or it's a different tool?
Docker Swarm. So in Docker Swarm Docker Swarm, right, is like kind of cluster, right? Same thing in Kubernetes also is kind of cluster only. Okay, we can create the cluster setup in the Kubernetes. Same the replicas, right? So whatever we discuss in the replicas, that failover.
Yeah, I understood that. My question is like, is that whatever we are doing in Docker mainly we are doing, creating containers, right? Is Kubernetes also does the same thing or what?
In Kubernetes, you can't create the containers. Okay, you should use Docker containers only. If you want to deploy in the Kubernetes something, so you should use the Docker containers only. So separately, you can't create the Kubernetes containers. So there we should use only Docker containers. The Docker image, whatever the Docker images, Docker containers, we'll use the in Kubernetes to deploy. Simple. In Kubernetes, just we will deploy our Docker containers.
Yeah.
Okay, so the containers, it should be the only Docker containers. So there's no option Kubernetes images, Kubernetes containers. So we will create images, containers in the Docker. So the same containers, same images, whatever we create in the Docker. So same thing only we will deploy in Kubernetes.
Okay.
Any other questions? So any other questions? Chandra, any other questions, Chandra?
No.
Okay, so I will show you what we are doing. Okay. Same shit, whatever we did, okay. So this Docker Swarm, all this setup, so you can create in the your AWS also. In AWS we have ECS. So yeah, just try to attend the AWS reinvent so that will come to know some AWS features, new features or existing features, all this stuff on that. Okay, here we're discussing about that Docker Swarm, right? Docker Swarm means cluster. Here, in same thing in AWS, we have the ECS cluster. You can see here. Same, okay. So ECS cluster is a regional grouping of one or more container instances. Okay, so you can see same Docker Swarm only within the Docker. So we use the Docker Swarm. So coming to AWS, so it is the ECS, same concept, Docker Swarm concept only. So okay, here this is my cluster name. You can see my cluster name is something Jenkins and all. Okay. So you go the cluster. So we'll have the come to task definition. Task definition means how many containers. So okay, I want to deploy all the stuff under whatever we discussed there. So the Docker Swarm, same thing. Okay, so task definition specifies the container information for your application, such as how many containers. Okay, all part of your task, all this stuff under. Okay, so same Docker Swarm only. Okay, so here we'll call the task definition. Task definition means so your container information, how many containers. So you need to mention for each container, how much memory, how much GB, CPUs, all the stuff under. Take any one container. So this come here. You can see for this container. Okay, so we are assigning the some resource, some CPU, this many units, some okay, so memory, so this many MB or something under. Okay, so you can see, and also we are assigning the container, some container. For the container also again some CPU, some sub, okay, so those things under. Same like Docker Swarm. Okay, means in this Docker Swarm, right? In this Docker Swarm, so we're deploying the this container. Okay, so this container. Okay, Chandra, Sushant, Charan.
Yeah.
So yeah, forget means so automatic. Okay, so right, automatically. So in backend they will take care of it. You don't need to worry about your instances. In Docker Swarm, right? If you see in Docker Swarm, I have created manually three instances. If you choose forget, so you don't need to worry about so the backend instances. So they will take care of everything. Okay. So you don't need to create any instances under. So based upon your load, your CPUs, so the backend that so they will increase the instances under. So any idea about Lambda in AWS? I have covered that Lambda section. Chandra?
No, not yet.
No.
No, right? So same thing. In Lambda also, right? So take in Lambda also you can deploy your instance, your applications, but you don't want to worry about your instances, your CPU, memory, all this stuff under. Because the backend they will take care of it. So here also same thing. Okay, so forget means you don't need to worry about your backend instances, your backend CPU, memory, all the stuff and all. They will take care of it. So based upon your load, your number of containers. Okay, so the backend automatically they will take care of the instances, count all those stuff and all. Same thing here we have the multiple tasks for different. Okay, so this is for one container. So this is for different container. Okay, this is a different container. Same thing. So here also if you go, we're deploying on this container in this cluster, okay, in this task, define the backend CPU, memory, all the stuff on that. Okay, right. So any questions? So any questions? Cluster, right? You can see cluster we define some Jenkins server and all. So here, right, we don't need to about the cluster failover all the stuff and all. Okay, so here also we are using the forget. Forget means the backend instances. You don't need to worry about the backend instances. The backend instances. Okay. Automatically. Okay. It will. They will take care of that. Whatever you are saying, the load balancer, auto scaling, and all. So it will take. They will take care of it. You don't need to worry about the number of instances, the number of all the stuff and all. Okay. Right. So any questions? That's it. Docker service is very simple. Only this kind of cluster. Okay. This cluster. In that cluster, so you can deploy the. So you will replicas. Any questions, Chandra?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So that's it. So tomorrow we'll start the GitHub. GitHub, it will take 2 classes, then Jenkins.
We'll have Kubernetes class also, right, Ram? Kubernetes or no?
Yeah, after Jenkins, okay. But first we
Oh.
practice with Docker. Without Docker, without knowing Docker, right? So you can't understand the Kubernetes.
Okay,
At least
let's.
you should.
Okay.
At
Yeah,
least
let's
you
have
should know.
Jenkins and then we'll have Kubernetes,
Yeah.
so that by the time we'll practice Docker.
Yeah, that's it. At least you should know how to create image, how to create your custom image, how to create the container, all the stuff and all. Without knowing this stuff, so you can't practice the Kubernetes.
Right.
Minimally, you can practice container to create start, yes, all the stuff. Okay, Chandra, any questions, Chandra?
No, Ram, we'll meet tomorrow.
Okay, right. So tomorrow we'll start with GitHub. GitHub, it will take only 2 classes. Then we'll go for Jenkins.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Same link. Okay. Same link.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.